What's up guys, welcome back to the BMW Guy channel, and today we're going to be discussing all about oils and how to pretty much choose the right oil for servicing your car. So this from my experience is going to be quite M47 specific, and it's something that I've just spent a lot of money on, buying the appropriate oils and stuff because I'm a self-servicer. So yeah, it's all fairly fresh in my mind. So what I'll do is I'll explain how oil works, sort of the coding system, etc. And then I'll recommend some oils that I think are worth buying. Just if you're wondering why the boot is open, I will show you now. Bob is in here. He's having some anxiety issues at the moment because he's a rescue dog and doesn't like being left. So he perches himself in the boot while I'm filming these videos so he can be with me, bless him. But yeah, so let's get into the oil. So when you're buying oils, etc., you may notice that there's a code system. It may be 5W30, 5W40, 0W something, 10W something. And all this can look a bit confusing, but essentially what it is the first number, which is the something W number, is the viscosity of the oil when it's cold. So 0W30 means that it's very, very thin, non-viscous oil when cold, or sorry, thinner, which means that it then is able to coat the engine nicely when cold starting. This is definitely more recommended in colder climates. I like to put this in my car because of the fact that it's there's a very noisy lorry goes past, because of the fact that it protects the engine right from when you start it up, and especially during the cold winters, etc. This can be quite harsh on diesel engines, so that's why I have put it in this car. So the W stands for winter, basically, so that's nice and easy. If you go with 5W, that means it's just a slightly more thicker oil when cold, and sort of has a higher optimum working temperature. So it's not too major really difference between 0 and 5, but I think it makes a bit of a difference, so it's definitely worth doing. And you'll find it's also colder when it starts, quieter even when it starts from cold if you go for a thinner oil. Moving on then to the second number, and that is the viscosity of the oil when it is hot. So obviously, well, the flow rate of the oil when it gets hot. So flow rate of the oil will be increased when it's hotter, hence why there's a higher number. However, it is the amount in which it becomes freer flowing, if you get what I mean. So what it means is that the higher numbers are basically for higher, hotter climates. So really you want to be looking in the UK about 30, 40, that sort of thing. You don't really need anything else. More performance race cars use the higher numbers. So yeah, one thing to make sure is that it's basically appropriate for BMW. So they use a code system as well called an LL04, which is a long life. Oh, see you later, Bob. Which means long life, and that's essentially if you're going to be changing your oil every 20,000 miles like BMW like you to do. This number is really important because you need to make sure the oil is going to last long enough. It's not so important if you are going to be servicing regularly like I do, but it's definitely worth trying to get that closest to BMW spec oil as possible. So there's a raft of major brands that do this. Obviously Castrol, that's who I've gone for. Petronas do it as well. Who else? Shell, Mobil 1, Triple QX, all that sort of stuff. They do all of these oils. So you can just, and what you can also do is a lot of them have basically where you can put your registration in and it will recommend the right oil for you. So yeah, it's just a quick video guys explaining the process of choosing oil, how unfortunately it's not as simple as it may first look. One thing to bear in mind, when you're changing your oil, you always need to be changing your oil filter, so just bear that in mind with the cost. I have bought two 4 litre bottles of oil. This vehicle's capacity is 5.5 litres, so that's just worth bearing in mind when you're ordering it. Yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Let me know what oil you guys use. It's quite a widely debated topic on the forums, so it was definitely interesting getting other people's opinions. But yeah, also, if you haven't already checked it out, the Patreon links below if you want to support the channel. Any help would be great, but obviously just you guys watching and subscribing is also great for me. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.